Our topic for today is legal aid services and Lok Adalat. Now legal aid services is been constituted in the year 1987, and legal aid services. The purpose of the legal aid services is to give aid to the pauper sections of the society, that is, the weaker sections of the society, or whose marginal income is much below average, and they are into under poverty line or poverty line. This is one of the enactment made by the parliament, which is beneficial for the weaker section also to avail the legal aid, as our constitutions defines that every citizen has right to life and right to avail the legal aid for any injustice arises with them. Under this grounds, the legal aid services has been introduced in India. Now, the legal aid services are functional to the central level, to the state level, as well as to the district level. Now, to the central level, it calls as a national legal aid services, and it has been monitored and been addressed by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The legal aid services, though it is for the weaker section of the society, it is not taken as any ordinary platform. It has been taken on a very serious note, and the highest authorities of the districts and the states are taking note on the activities of the legal aid services. Now, I would like to begin with the pointers which has been addressed to me. It says the first pointer says the statutory provision of legal service authority. So as I said in the prima facie only, that legal service authority has been introduced in the year 1987 to give a free aid to a competent, to a weaker section of the society, and giving them also an opportunity for securing justice for any crime arises with them. It also constitutes, it has been also framed under our Constitution, 42nd Amendment under the Article 39A. Based on it, as I told you that the legal aid is functional at the central level, state level, it is functional to the district level and to the taluka level. And as I'm working on, I would like to take you to the facts of how the legal services actually function. Now, Legal Services Authority has their Legal Services Agency. Now, this agency are taking a part. They are one who are introducing the application to the advocates of those state to participate to give a legal aid to this proper section of the society. Now, they also conducts various activities of promoting the legal aid services to all over to all these weaker sections. The activities is like conducting seminars. The activities like going to those sectors of our society, like a rural sector, a slum area, and introducing the facts of legal aid services, how they would be given a legal aid, how they will be also supported by justice if they come to court of law. Legal aid services is agency which is functional in the court itself. If you go to Thane District Court, there is a legal aid service agency which has been functional, and they are taking these activities to promote the legal aid services. The actual function of the legal aid services is to provide the legal aid to civil cases in the court of law, as well as to the criminal court cases of the court of law. Now, this legal aid, that is the defense lawyer or the complaining lawyer, is being provided based on the section of that complaining or the defense person coming to those agency. The one under legal aid services, the victim who is a woman and she's from poor sections, or there is some women trafficking taking place, and their income, what grounds, what's sector of income they have, on which on that basis their status quo has been defined. There are some middle class family, and they are not earning that much that they could go to the court of law for their property related issues, or for their any small petty cases. In such scenario, when they cannot afford the private lawyers, they choose to go with the legal aid services. The legal aid services become a means for them to address their matters to the court of law. So this is how the functionality of legal aid services take place, and it is a very effective factor, and it is one of the helping factor. It is you get a legal advice, you get a legal support, and government is paying to your attorney, who is doing all the job which any private lawyer does for you. That is drafting your plain, drafting your written statements, drafting all your applications. And I think this legal aid services should be promoted, should be been informative to everybody out here, even the middle class people who have a marginal income, and they could also take this legal aid, a help of an attorney, of an advocate, to proceed their matters. And instead of paying a heavy money, a heavy payments and fees to the private lawyers, they can choose to go with a legal aid agency, and choose to take this help, so that with that they can move their matters without any kind of difficulties. And now, legal aid services from is constituting the Lok Adalat. Now, Lok Adalat is one of the part of the legal aid services. Now, Lok Adalat are being conducted again at the national level, state level, district level, and taluka level, and it is being conducted on a regular basis. There is a committee who fix themselves. They fix the durations as when the Lok Adalat should be conducted. In some district courts where there are heavy matters, there are huge chunks of matters. In such scenario, they choose to have a local adalat on a regular intervals, and on a monthly basis. Regular intervals could be within a week, or on a monthly basis. So Lok Adalat is another fundamental things which also support to the weaker sections of our society, when they have when they are not very sure about going with the litigations. They are not aware as how the legal proceeding, or how the justice would arise to them. In such scenario, Lok Adalat becomes a very better means for them, and a quickest solution for them. So Lok Adalat is one of the device which is primarily an alternate dispute resolution. It is an alternate dispute resolution to a civil cases, or to any motor accident cases, to a PT cases. PT cases like the high mobile bills are being raised. You can't for a bill of 10,000, you can't pay fees of 50,000 and get into the court and sue the company. So these are the PT cases. So in such scenario, Lok Adalat intervene, and they bring it to resolution. Lok Adalat is a people court. So such cases, instead of going into the court of law, and instead of this small matters also taking some couple of years, and it's been prolonged. Instead of that, Lok Adalat is the best suitable alternate, to resolve the matter at the speediest way. Again, now Lok Adalat is the statutory body. The orders passed with the Lok Adalat is the final order. It is a decree which has no appeal for it. So it has a constitutional value, and Ideally, there is a cognizance of Lok Adalat cases have been taking place. The cognizance are taking place that what is the value, what is the scenarios of the case has been taken into note. So in Lok Adalat so far, there are PT cases, civil matters, civil dispute, which are reasonable, which doesn't have a concrete reasons of dispute. Such disputes can be amicably, can be compromisely settled. And this Lok Adalat doesn't go with a high procedure steps as the civil code goes. It goes with calling both the parties for the mediations and settling the issue when they file their joint petitions to resolve their matter, on which the Lok Adalat gave a decree, issue an award. So Lok Adalat, to some extent, now the matters like family matters, there are dispute between husband and wife, which are not scenarios of divorce always, but could be a scenarios of some misunderstanding, some kind of counseling is required. So such matters are the matters of Lok Adalat, where there is the compositions of Lok Adalat is one of the retired judge, a senior lawyer, and a social worker. They make the mediation between them, and when they agreed and they are ready to settle on those mediation grounds, then the award is being issued, and this award becomes a final award. It's a constituted award which they have to. There's no appeal further for this award. If the question arises as whether a Lok Adalat is the alternate dispute resolution, so yes, it is an alternate dispute resolution. It is a speedy and a quick resolution. So now, legal aid services, Lok Adalat is one of the aspects in the legal aid services. Legal aid services is a vast. Legal aid services is the aid being provided to the weaker sections of the society, to the marginal section of the society, to the society or the income group of the society who couldn't go to the court for a justice with the reasons of have lack of fund. In such scenario, they then go to the legal aid agencies which are there in all the primary courts. For district court, it is for in Thane, it is there in the Thane district courts, where the applicants can give an applications and could ask for the competent lawyer to fight their case. And for all these things, the government is funding to the applicant, and this is one of the best thing which is there in the court, which has been introduced to all, and I think it's the provisions, and is very friendly to every middle and or to the proper sections of the society. Now, in legal services, if any of the criminal, because everybody has a right to justice. So any of the criminal in the heinous case also, they are also primarily provided an attorney to give him a defense, to give him an opportunity for a life. So legal aid services is the most vast uh, thing, and it has been functional from our national level to the state level and to the taluka level.
Ma'am, if we are not satisfied with the order of Lok Adalat, then any option for
See, Lok Adalat is a compromise or settlement order, and it is this order will be applicable only when you accept the mediation, when you accept the order. So, once the order is passed, it is the final order. It's a final decree. But before passing that order, you have been given an opportunity to give your say. If you are not looking for Lok Adalat decisions, then you're going with a regular court and going ahead with the proceeding.
So if we are not satisfied, then we can approach to court.
Yes, if you're not have consent, I mean, the orders which will issue to you is not in your favor, then you're going with the regular court procedure.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, we have to appoint a lawyer.
See, it's a legal aid services. So if you give an application to the legal aid services, they can give you an attorney to go ahead with the Lok Adalat.
So ma'am,
Or else, if you're looking for a mediator and you're asking a mediator to go for a Lok Adalat and expedite the case, then you can choose in that manner also. The filing is yes, you have to give an application. Now see, either if your litigation is going on in any of your district court, state court, or small cause court, and after a year or so, and you feel that I would like to close the matter, just in case that there is some recovery or related matter, you have some amount of money which is been which need to be recovered, some xyz amount of money. So in such scenario where you see that you are lacking with the fund to go ahead with the proceeding, then you can move this matter to Lok Adalat. Okay. At the same time, if you're raised with some dispute and you feel that this dispute need to be resolved, this dispute, instead of going with a court proceeding and filing various evidence, various procedural applications, you want it to be resolved in a quick manner, so that your fund is not your money is not been wasted on the court proceeding. Then you can apply to the Lok Adalat.
Oh, and ma'am, what is the process of applying?
Yes, there is an application which you have to move to the legal aid service authority, stating that you're looking for a Lok Adalat, you're looking for the Lok Adalat award, and then as per that the date would be issued to you, and accordingly you can go ahead with it.
So, ma'am, there's a form that you get at the office of the legal service
Yes, there
authority.
is an application form along with your suit files. You have to submit it, and then accordingly, the Lok Adalat are being conducted on a regular intervals. That is some weekly basis. It is not on a day-to-day basis. It is on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, depending on the nature of the matters they are holding.
My query is like if we go to the Lok Adalat and an award is given by the Lok Adalat, where there is a settlement between the two parties.
Yes.
Which involves some amount which is to be paid by party A to party B.
Yes.
Now, if the party A does not pay this amount, what does the party B do? Again, they have to wait for court, Lok Adalat, or they have to go to some court of law, or how do they implement?
See, the award issued by Lok Adalat, if it's not been paid, then you have to, you're not supposed to appeal on this matter. In such scenario, you can go with a criminal proceeding stating that the fund is not been raised despite of the order has been issued. Again, you can go with the Lok Adalat on this. A Lok Adalat is a choice where you want a speedy, speedy closure of your matter. And if the opponent is still not paying, that means they have a criminal intention. They have an intentions to not pay your fund. So in such scenario, it is up to you how you want to put that person into penalize. You can go with a civil source, or you can go with a criminal court filing that there is a contempt of court. The fund which the order issued has it's not been settled. And in such scenario, how the contempt of court has to act, they accordingly they will need to be taken.
So you mean to say we have to go to some criminal court?
You can go with the criminal.
Just one thing, as you said, it is not a appealable order. So if two parties are there, one is obviously one will be winner and one will be loser. So unfortunately, the loser may think that the decision has gone against it, and he wants to have a remedy out of it. So can he go to a superior court, or what can be done? Basically, it is like, for example,
ideally take the matter which are in the prima facie. They are they are seeing the cognizance of the cases, and prima facie it is should be the nature of settlement. I mean, both the party comes to the Lok Adalat and file the joint petition of settlement. Okay, so
I got your
prima
point, ma'am.
facie it is a settled matter.
I got your point. Suppose, for example, what you said, okay, suppose that mobile bill is 10,000, and the person goes to the Lok Adalat and wins the case against the company. Now, company has lots of money. He wants to drag on the case. Then basically they can go to court and drag on the case for a long time. So is it possible that way, ma'am?
It is possible, as these are the possibilities.
So which type of cases we can file in Lok Adalat, like criminal and civil, both we can file?
Pre-litigant matters, those disputes which are argumental, with a small relevancy. Just like I have handled some matters of a family disputes, where the dispute is it could be like a misunderstanding. Those are not a divorce matter. Those are the misunderstanding disputes which are taken into court. There are some motor accidents matters, some PT cases of some small amount. For example, you are getting some, the high bills are coming, like some mobile phone, like I think recently Vodafone, majority of the Vodafone, their service providers, they were getting high bills, like their utilization was some amount, but the bill were like in thousands, and where a weaker sections of person, if he has a salary of 10,000 and 15,000, and if we have to pay 5-6,000 as a mobile bill, so it is very hard for them to go with it. So such cases are ideally do not need to go with a court proceeding. They do not have any kind of evidence, bigger evidence to prove in the court, and keep the dispute going on. So such matters goes with the local.
So ma'am, even we can file a civil cases also?
Yes, you can also file a civil nature case.
Okay ma'am. So ma'am, Lok Adalat is basically like a quasi-judicial.
No, it is a judicial body, because the orders pass. The compositions of the Lok Adalat is a judiciary person, as well as one senior lawyers and some social workers. It is a body formed like a panchayat samiti, but yes, it has a statutory validation. So orders of the Lok Adalat is a final decree for you. It's a final order to you.
So ma'am, in Mumbai, where it is located?
See, I think every district courts, every even the taluka courts, small class courts, they have a legal aid services also. So if you go to those court, now for Thane, there is a legal aid services in the court itself.
Okay.
And there you can go ahead with the applications.
And for Mumbai suburb, ma'am?
Mumbai, I think Bandra court has the legal aid services.
So, ma'am, does the Indian Evidence Act apply? The Indian Evidence Act apply in the
See,
Lok Adalat proceedings?
any court, you need to. I mean, it's an amicable settlement. It is the you have. I mean, both the party come into mediations. They fix their settlement and they go. So evidence to a certain extent is required, but it doesn't go with the high procedural way, the way the civil court or the criminal court goes. You have to provide the numbers of evidence on the matter, and if the court is not, so that they again open further submissions of evidence. So it is not that procedural, but yes, to some extent, the evidence has to be proven that whatever is the cause of your case has to be shown, has to be proven.
Okay. Ma'am, the next question is that what is the distinction between the jurisdiction of a Lok Adalat and State Human Rights Commission?
Human Rights Commission is altogether a different thing, and Lok Adalat is a different. It's a statute body, and Human Rights Commission is a different.
So, ma'am, the matters that are heard by both the bodies are different.
Yes.
Amicable means?
Amicable means both the party agree to the settlement. Both the party are absolutely agreed to the settlement, and then the award is being imposed.
Ma'am, meanwhile, what has your experience with Lok Adalat been? Have the clients
See,
been satisfied?
I had many of the family related matters into Lok Adalat.
Yes, ma'am.
So I had a few females, whose divorce petition is going on in the court, but still they feel that. So I had come across with the matters which are into family. There are family disputes where they want both the party to come on face-to-face basis, and there should be some kind of counseling and some kind of relief given to them so that they could have another chance, another opportunity to go with the. So
Okay,
again,
ma'am.
it is like it is in the mediation where both the party has to accept and settle. They has to amicably accept what is being said by the judges or the other members of the council. So if they do
Okay.
not accept, then it is an unsettled matter.
And ma'am, one more question, that does the hearing, like it goes on for one hearing, okay, one case hearing goes on for how many days?
See, again, both the parties have been called for the Lok Adalat, and as early as the both the party has to be present for the hearings, right? That is the first thing. So ideally Lok Adalat is good for those party who are into pre-litigations, instead of into litigations, because
Yes,
those
ma'am.
parties who are into litigation, they do not want to settle down, you know so Lok Adalat is ideally for the parties who, both the parties, that is the applicant and the opponent, are willing to settle. You know,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
the hearing depend on how the opponent also appear for the settlement, and then the hearing. So Lok Adalat ideally take place only when both the parties are also looking for the compromise, or they are Lok Adalat is a compromise settlement. You know,
Yes, ma'am.
so it is only possible when both the parties are ready for settlement.
Okay. And ma'am, like in regular cases, civil matters, the summons are served. So ma'am, here what, how is the opponent
Yes,
like?
here also the summons will be served.
Okay, ma'am. Even in a Lok Adalat, the summons are served. Okay.
Summons are served, yes.
Just now, since you have said that both the parties should be willing to go to the Lok Adalat,
Yes.
so does that mean that if if the petitioner is willing to go, then they are not eligible to apply for Lok Adalat?
Yeah, I'm
Means
not getting
what
you.
I want to say is that the opponent is not in picture, the respondent is not in picture, but the petitioner case is for going on, say, for 4 years or 5 years. Now the petitioner wishes that there has to be some solution which has to be found out in this. So can a petitioner, as you said, when the already case is going on, it's easier to go to the Lok Adalat. Can a petitioner
Go for
apply for
the
going to Lok Adalat in
yeah,
such
the
case?
summons will be issued as petitioner is looking for the settlement. The summons will be issued and the proceeding will go ahead with it. But the
So
order,
will the case go to Lok Adalat, or
yes,
it will go in the same court? It will be expedited,
sir, if the petitioner is looking for the settlement, okay,
right?
if one party is looking for the settlement, they can
Right.
definitely move ahead for the settlement. No? They can definitely go ahead to Lok Adalat, stating that this is my case and I'm looking for the settlement.
So
And the
okay, okay.
settlement
Means
will
I just
call the opponent also to come for the settlement.
So ma'am, if the opponent is not agreeing, the opponent says, no, I don't want to resolve this dispute through Lok Adalat, then ma'am?
Then the matter will go with the regular proceeding.
So ma'am, with this, we will end today's session. Ma'am, thank you so much for such an illuminating session. It was a great session.
Yeah, thank you very much.